Next.js version 15 RC or release candidate is now available. They even don't let us to make a bridge before releasing a new version. Sometimes, the updates of Next.js framework is so huge that the users need to learn a lot of new topics. Nobody likes this, but what we can do, the easiest way is to migrate to another framework. But in this video, let's see the new changes and optimizations. If you want to install this release, you can use @RC instead of @latest. The first change is support for React 19 RC. As you may know, Next.js uses React in order to provide added values like caching and server components and other capabilities. By covering React 19 RC, we can test React APIs before releasing of version 19. The next change is using React compiler. This compiler deeply understands JavaScript and React rules and optimizes our codes automatically. It reduces usage of useMemo and useCallback for manual memoization, which make our code simpler, easier to maintain, and less error-prone. In order to add the React compiler, you can install Babel plugin React compiler package. Then, in nextconfig.js file, you need to add experimental.react compiler option and make it true. The next change is hydration error improvements. Hydration error is one of the biggest errors you face. In version 15 RC, the hydration error view gets improved, and we can understand the error better. Vercel starts this improvement from version 14.1, but it got better on version 15, and we can see the source of error as well as some suggestions. One of the biggest changes in Next.js 15 is caching mechanism. In this version, Next.js will not cache the response by default. This huge update is based on the developer's feedback. In Next.js 14, the default caching type of fetch was force cache. In version 15, it is changed to no store, which means no caching. Another change is incremental adoption of partial prerendering. Partial prerendering or PPR is an optimization for combining static and dynamic rendering on the same page. As a default behavior, Next.js renders your components statically unless you use some dynamic functions like cookies or headers and uncached data requests. But with PPR, you can wrap the dynamic components in a suspense boundary. Next.js immediately creates a static HTML shell, then stream the dynamic parts in the same HTTP request. In order to implement this, you need to add experimental.ppr in nextconfig.js and set incremental value for it. Another new useful API is nextAfter. When we send a request, we will get the response after it gets completed. But sometimes, we want to do more jobs for this request like logging, analytics, or other external jobs. We want them to be separate from the response, and we want the system to get us the response quickly and after that, do the jobs. NextAfter allows us to handle this issue by running these tasks after the response is done, so they won't block the entire response. We can enable this feature by adding experimental.after in nextconfig.js file. Changes of Create Next App CLI is the next part of this update. In version 15, you can enable TurboPack for local development by using --turbo flag. Also, you can use --empty flag to have a minimal project with Hello World page. If you are tired of cold start performance, bundling external packages can help you to have faster start. This bundling is handled by default in Next.js app router. But in page router, they are not bundled by default, and you can specify them by transpile package for bundling. In version 15, it is already enabled for app router. But for page router, you can use bundle page router dependencies to enable it for all external packages automatically. Also, you can specify package you want by using server external package. And that was the important change. We need to wait and see what would be the next change. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you.